So it was a Wednesday. Woke up in the morning, prepared myself for work, and just before I could leave the house, I got a call from one of my friends who stays at the flat. He's like, "Hey guy, quickly come down because they broke into your car." So I'm thinking, nah, he's lying. Cannot happen. My car's in the basement, I parked it well nicely. I'm like, okay, I'm coming. So I relaxed, did things slowly. He calls again. He's like, "Hey buddy, quickly come down here because they got the guy." I'm like, what? So now I'm starting to take it more seriously. He's like, "Come down." And now I can hear in the background, there's a commotion, there's people talking, there's a lot of things happening. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is serious. Then I take my things very quickly, off I go, my bags, out the door, on my way down to the lift. So as I get out of my room, outside, I check down from the 6th floor. I'm looking down, there's commotion, there's people outside, there's noise. Then I believe it. My car was broken into. And then I go down, quickly get into the lift. Down I went. When I got there, I found this group of people holding this guy, busy interrogating this guy. "What are you doing?" All that rubbish. And then this guy's like, "Oh, here's the owner of the car that was broken into." They're like, "Oh, you're the owner?" I'm like, "I don't know. Is it my car?" And like, "Okay, let's go down to the basement for you to see if it's your car." And we go down with the guy, the culprit. Off we go. We get down. As we walk into the gate, the gate of the basement, I see my car. Next to it, there's glasses, meaning my car was broken into. I'm like, shucks, man. I'm supposed to go to work now. How am I going to go to work? So usually my response to things is that I'm slow to react to situations. So I saw that, but it didn't really click in my mind that, hey, something bad happened. So I go into the car. I open the door is locked. Then I use my key, open the door, I open inside and I check to see if they took anything. Guess what? They took my radio. So as I'm checking my radio, and then this other guy's like, "No, don't touch the car because when they take fingerprints, they're gonna see your hands there and stuff." Okay, didn't even think about it, it's my car either way. So I closed the door, off I went. So now, these guys are like, okay, they asking this guy, "My man, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "No, it's not me who broke into the car." And then like, "Okay, do you stay here?" "No, I don't stay here." "So what are you doing here?" "I was rolling a joint." He was smoking weed in our basement. The guy doesn't stay there. "So what are you doing here? You don't stay here. What are you doing here so early in the morning?" And then he's like, no, I came with my friend." "Where's your friend?" "He's on level 1. "Okay, let's go to level 1. You'll show us the flat." We go to level 1. We get there. I mean, these people were quite patient with this guy, you see. We're walking with this guy. We get to the flat where he says his friend is. Okay, we knock at the door. They're like, "What's the name of your friend?" He's like, "It's so-and-so." Okay, then we knock. They open. "Hey, we're looking for so-and-so." They're like, Who's that? That person doesn't stay here. We don't know that person. And then we look at the guy. "My guy, who are you with?" The guy's like, "No, the guy stays here." And then everybody in that flat came out. They're like, "There is no such name in this flat." And then now, so you see, in this kind of situations, there's different groups of people. And there's this one group of people which is very influential and powerful, very important in such cases, and that is the women. The women are very important in this way. They play a very huge role because they are there to do what? To just add a word here and there. So as we are there, now we are confused. "Guy, you say your friend is here," and everybody's confused. "Hey, my man, what are you doing here?" Say, all the guys are being patient with this guy. We're busy interrogating the guy to understand what he's doing, how the window was broken. He's refusing. He says it's not him. This other lady, I heard a voice from that side. It's like, "Mara, you guys, what are you doing? You're wasting time. This guy stole a radio. What was he doing in a flat that he doesn't stay at?" And then as I hear that, all the guys who were there, they realize that, okay, this woman is making some sense. So at the same time I'm thinking, Man, this guy broke into my car. I cannot go to work. He took my radio. I cannot listen to my new song as I'm driving. And then in my head, the only thing that came when that woman started speaking was, all right, I think it's that time of the day. So as I turn and I hear that sound, because I'm thinking my radio is gone, I cannot listen to the song anymore. So that lady is speaking and we are all confused. The guy is here. As I hear, it's the time of the day. Please don't call your friends, in my head. And I'm like, let's go and be changed. So I slapped that guy. The guy was like, what's happening? As it's going, what's happening? The other guys were like, they broke into a huge chaos. They beat this guy, murdered him. Okay, I'm joking. I'm joking about me starting to hit the guy. So yeah, a whole mob justice started happening there. I didn't start, but yeah, a whole mob justice started happening. The guy got a beating. All right, we went down. They called the police. These guys are plexing the guy. Plex him. So as they're hitting this guy, eventually the police came. He's still refusing that it's not him. But everything that was being spoken, our investigations and whatever we're doing, were pointing to him as the culprit. Then the police came. They're like, what happened? Okay, yeah, it makes sense. He's the one. But the thing is, we couldn't find him with the stuff, and we didn't see him breaking in. We'll just take him to the police station, do profiling, but we're not going to arrest him because we don't have proof by law. And then, okay, it's fine. That, long story short, the guy was beaten up and he left. They did whatever they did with him. What's my point? What's the moral of the story? Why am I telling you this? So, when that happened, there's a few reactions I could have chosen. But I made a joke out of this situation, right? I posted this situation on my WhatsApp status. And a lot of people started commenting because it was funny the way I put it there. People were like, man, you just experienced something so terrible and you're still positive about the situation. Why? People didn't understand. So there's a few things I just maybe want to share with you guys to just explain to you how my thought process works when it comes to such situations. Of the car and the radio, and there's no reception. Basically, there's nothing playing. That thing will only be on for the next 5 to 10 minutes, then it goes off automatically. So me knowing that, when I get to a place, every time, this is what I used to do. I would switch off my car, my radio, off I go. Because I know that thing will switch off. And I remember so vividly that that's what I did the previous night. I parked my car and I left that thing on. Mind you, it's a little bit late at night, so the light is quite bright. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I was at fault as well. Because I could have switched that thing off. So I was negligent in that way. So I had to look back in retrospect to check what is it that I did to attract such behavior. And on my part, I suspect that's what I did. And those guys came in and they realized, oh, there's a blue light, let's just go check it out. When they got there, they realized, oh, there's our radio, let's take our radio. But they realized we have to break the window. So they break the window, they took their radio, off they went. And yeah, I'm not saying it's good what they did, but I'm saying on my part, perhaps I could have prevented that by switching it off and being more careful about my things. So that's why I didn't react so negatively at first, because I thought I also had a part to play and didn't play it right. That's what came to my head first. Secondly, it's that I tend to understand in my head, the next thing that came to my mind at the same time is that it had to happen. That situation had to happen. Why? So that I can miss work? No. So that I can cry? No. So that I must be angry? No. So that I can smile? No. But I don't know what the reason is. The point is, it had to happen. Because when I saw that happening, that thing prevented me from going to work. I couldn't go to work. It was raining. Very much raining. And perhaps obviously the tires were slippery. There was water everywhere. What if I was going to have a big, massive accident on my way to work? I don't know. Maybe that situation was God protecting me from something bigger that could have happened to me on that day. Maybe I could have gotten to work, started a fight with other people, or really not. But there's anything that could have happened. Something worse than what happened. So in a way, God was protecting me from something that could have potentially taken my life. That's the second thing that I thought. So I'm like, okay, let me relax. Third thing is, usually I live my life in this way. I avoid stress, I avoid negativity, I avoid anything that will bring my spirit down in this way. There's this scripture in the Bible. It says, do not let your heart be troubled. Full stop. It didn't say, do not let your heart be troubled when you are happy, when things are going well, when things are going smooth, when your life is great. No, it didn't say that. It just said, do not let your heart be troubled. And that scripture was brought into my attention by my dad when he was preaching this other time. He did a huge series on the heart, saying, do not let your heart be troubled. And there's a lot of things that happen around us. Every day, there's a lot of things happen. We have things that are coming our way, things to break us down, things to discourage us. Sometimes we lose stuff that we care so much for. Sometimes we lose people. Sometimes we lose friends. We lose a lot of things. There's a lot of pressures that come to us to break us down. But in spite of that, the scripture says, do not let your heart be troubled. Full stop. Ever since I got that teaching, I've never went back. That's what I use every time. Whenever I face something that tries and messes up with the way I feel, I remember that scripture. It says, do not let your heart be troubled. Hence, I decided, okay, so I'm not going to get troubled with anything that happens because it had to happen and I had a part to play. I didn't do that. Why should I worry? Is there anything I can do with the situation? No. Why worry? Is there anything I can do with the situation? Yes. Okay, why worry? Is there anything I can do with the situation? No, or yes, or whatever. But the question is, why worry? Let not your heart be troubled. Hence, I kept a positive attitude and I stayed positive in light of that. So, I thought perhaps, and also, another reason why this had to happen, perhaps this could help someone out there who have just experienced pain, who have just lost something valuable, who has just experienced some sort of discontentment in any way. Just remember, it said, do not let your heart be troubled. And if there's anything that you can do with a situation, just do it. But don't worry, because life is too short to be worried about materialistic things. There's more to life than being angry. Hey, they broke my window. Hey, what? How am I going to listen to my song? I had all the reasons to be angry, right? But I chose, let me be happy. You see, because it's pointless. So I thought, let me come and share this story with you guys. Perhaps it can help one or two people out there because we experience different things every day. But this is how I deal with situations usually. And I'm not Superman. It's just, it comes with training. You have to train yourself. You choose to do things differently. You choose to experience things differently. And you choose to react differently. But you have to ask yourself, what could I have done to prevent it? Always be willing to accept that it had to happen. Doesn't matter what it is, it had to happen. for something bigger or better to happen as well. Thirdly, let not your heart be troubled. That's what it said. That's my little bit of the story that I experienced last week, and here I am. Everything is well, everything is fine. And by the way, guys, this is the last video of me speaking here in 2019 alone like this with you guys. Thank you so much for following, thank you so much for watching, but this is not the end. Next week we are gonna be posting something really special. Something really special. It's gonna be a monumental moment because we are reflecting on the whole year through a documentary. The TMP Festive Special has turned into a documentary, and there we have so many people who are gonna be featured in that episode. We have so many people who are gonna be saying all sorts of things about TMP, where it comes from, before, after, during, whatever. I just want to invite you guys to stay tuned to the Miracle Perspective before we end the year on a big bang. We are going to leave you with something great, something to push you through whole December, and we are going to come back next year in full force. We have so much things that we have in store for you guys next year. So stay tuned. Remember to subscribe, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Dislike if you don't like it. And I mean, there's no rush in life. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week. Next week's episode is going to be the best episode because it's a documentary and we have special people. Psst, psst, psst. You are going to get to meet my parents. Till we meet again next week. It's finished. Boom.